Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada, and you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday night and it's always sketch challenge night on Tuesday nights, so I'm glad you're joining me. Hey Betty. I got a sketch for you. I've got hearts on it. You don't have to use hearts, so any shape will do. So I just thought I would put some hearts on it given that we're getting, I don't know, I want to say close to Valentine's Day. We're a month away. So if you do Valentine's cards, you're probably getting ready and actually working on them. So I thought that's what I would do tonight, or at least make a card with some hearts on it. All right, this is sketch number 101 for me. We did 100 last week. Hey, I'm not sure who that is coming in through Facebook. Don't forget, if you're coming in through Facebook, to go to streamyard.com/Facebook so I can actually see who's commenting. Hey, Susan. Oh, you just ordered the heart punch. I love this heart punch. I'm using the Country Bouquet bundle, and it's got the punch with the big heart and the little heart. And I actually love this heart. It's kind of not, I don't know, is there such a thing as traditional? It's got a little bit of an odd shape to it, and I kind of like those kinds of hearts. Hey, Lynette, okay. All right, so I'm going to switch over and we will get started. Now, this is my sketch. Like I said, if you don't want to do hearts, do some flowers, do something, but kind of I want two shapes really is what I'm going for. So the card base, it's landscape. So 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then layer number 1 is always, well, for the most part, always 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's kind of your standard first layer. And then this green layer is the second layer. It's 1.5 by 5 1/4. And then the circle is about a 2.5 inch. That's a nice word, Betty. Whimsical. Yes. A 2.5 inch circle. Now I'm using the second largest Stylish Shapes circle die for that. It's the perfect size. And then these are about, I've got layer 4 and 5, which are the two hearts in my sketch, are about 1.5 inch square, roughly, but that's kind of what I was thinking. And then your sentiment, I've got 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4, or whatever it is, it'll fit your sentiment. So there's lots of things that you can do with this. Now I've pulled out a color that I don't use very often. In fact, I don't remember the last time I used Melon Mambo. There we go. Hey Glenda, hey Susan, welcome. Two Susans on tonight. All right, so this is the Country Bouquet bundle. It's part of the Country Floral Lane. Let me turn that over and you can see it better. I love punches, so this one caught my eye, of course. So these are the hearts. Again, they're like Betty said, they're whimsical. They're kind of fun. They've got stripes on them. This is two-step stamping, so you've got the solid heart and then the outside if you want to use it. And then these two images here create a really pretty heart with the two-step stamping. There is no punch to punch that out, but you can easily cut it out. It's fairly large. Some great sentiments all in script. Some little hearts, some flowers, some stems. And then the punch also cuts out these two leaves, and there's a single stamp that actually, oops, there we go, stamps those two leaves out and you can punch them. Okay, so as I said, I am using Melon Mambo. Haven't used this in ages. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. All right, fold into the mountain of the raised line. And if you can find your bone folder, use your bone folder. I just dropped my take your pick tool on the floor. There we go. Okay, so there's my card base. Now this piece, if I can grab it, this is called, and I looked it up, it's called Basic Vellum. It's in the mini catalog, or the new mini catalog, and there's some that's got little kind of sprigs on it. This one's polka dot, and I thought it would be kind of a nice background. Now, when there is, I've got enough on here, you can see adhesive through vellum, which always drives me crazy. So what I'm going to do, because I've got my other layer that's going to go on here, and I've done that out of Blushing Bride. So this is very pink card, and it's going to go kind of right about there. So if I take and put my vellum across like this, and I'm going to put 2 lines of vellum, and then the rest of it's going to be free floating, just because I know that's going to be hidden. So you can see where my adhesive is. If you emboss the vellum with an embossing folder, you can usually hide the adhesive. But in this case, I'm just going to hide that adhesive using my layer number, whatever it was, layer number 2. And this is out of Blushing Bride. This is the piece that was 1.5 by 5.25. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out this is the second largest of the stylish shapes. So I've got that already cut out just because die cutting. Hey, Kathleen. Not sure. Hey, there's a couple of people saying hello from Facebook. Don't forget to go to streamyard.com/Facebook so I can see, or give me your name and then I can actually see. All right, so that's kind of how that's going to go, but I'm not going to adhere that on quite yet. I'm going to, I've got two pieces of basic white. This one's the bigger one. So I'm going to do some stamping on this. Now I want to stamp my punch or my heart twice. And I'm going to stamp one heart in Melon Mambo. And I don't want, well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. I could use the little heart. So let's do that. I was going to say I was just going to put this heart kind of over the bottom of it so I didn't ink up the bottom heart. But I will save this heart and use it for something else if I don't put it on my card. And so it like that. Oh, this is a definitely, oops, and I didn't want to do that. I want to do one in Melon Mambo and one in, oops, I'm reaching for my Stampin' Mist, and one in Blushing Bride. I need to get another bottle of Stampin' Mist. Clean that off. Okay. So Blushing Bride. I had it out right in front of me. Oh, Dawn. One of those saying hello is Dawn. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go from this end. And the reason I'm going from that end is I should be able to, this punch will, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I thought I was so clever, but my one leaf is off. So we're going to just do some stamping of leaves. And we'll do one there too. There we go. I've got 4 leaves. I'm going to put leaves on my hearts. I don't know. Oh, hey, Catherine. Yeah, I know. Darn StreamYard. You have to kind of give it permission every once in a while. All right, so we'll punch that out. I'm still struggling with my wrist. Okay, so we got one set of hearts punched out. Now, if you figured this out, you could actually make a template and then stamp everything at once, but I didn't do that. So we're just going to do it this way. There we go, hearts. And then we will do the leaves here. Yep. Okay, then I have to cut this a little bit so I can get my punch. There we go. Making good use of that paper, which I then dropped on the floor. Okay, there we go. Now I can punch it out. I may have to cut that a little bit more. There we go. I can get it all the way in. So how many make Valentine's cards? Who makes Valentine's cards? Anybody? Hopefully, some people still do. It's kind of nice to get Valentine's cards. All right, there we go. That's for my sentiment. Okay, and so the sentiment I'm going to stamp in Melon Mambo, and it's the sentiment that says, I love that we are friends. And I think this will fit. I'm going to do it right in the middle. Not too bad. And then I pulled out these, there are little tiny hearts. So I thought what I would do is just kind of stamp these. I'm stamping off because I just don't want them that. The little hearts on either end of. Oh, okay, close that up. Okay, so now let's do some decorating here. I'm going to use dimensionals. I also thought I grabbed some Magenta Madness. Is that what it's called? No, I grabbed Polished Pink. And it goes not too bad with the Melon Mambo. So I thought maybe I would put some of that on. But I also grabbed some Three Granddaughters. Yes, definitely, Betty, you will be making Valentine's cards. This is the Simply Elegant trim, and I thought the gold on here would just look really nice. So I think I will just add, see if I can do this. I'm going to wrap it around my fat palm. Gosh, my fingers were so swollen this morning. My husband had to help me get my rings off. I'm glad when this splint is gone. Okay, so I'm just going to take and put that there. I got lots on, so we'll just kind of push it in. Okay. And then we can take and arrange the hearts over top. I probably didn't need that much gold, but oh well. Got it. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I got some little hearts. We could use some little hearts as well. Let's use some mini. Here we are. Put a mini dimensional on these. So you can add some extra shapes to your card. And we might as well pop these up as well. Not these, this circle up as well. I think that needs something else. Where is a glue dot? That will work. Let's put a glue dot underneath this because it's not sticking. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so now let's use glue dots on these leaves. And somehow I punched out 4 leaves and I only have 3. Where did the leaf go? Oh, there it is. Gosh, pushed off the table. Almost time to get a new roll of dimensionals. All right, so let's just put some leaves underneath here. Just to give it a little extra color on here that isn't pink. Like that. Where's my other leaf? There it is. Like that. Oh, I think that's quite pretty. Okay. Now, all right. So my sentiment's too big. So I'm going to cut off this one end. I think it's because I moved my sentiment off a little bit off to the one side. So if you need to trim your sentiment off, you can certainly do that. Pop that up, put one in the middle so we don't get a saggy sentiment. Nothing worse than a saggy sentiment. All right, there we go. Let's put that underneath like that. Okay, and the last thing is, now these are the solid faceted gems, and they actually have Melon Mambo, which I never use. I just, because I don't use Melon Mambo, that's just not my color. So let's use some of these. So they come in Balmy Blue, I think it's Petal Pink, Mint Macaron, Misty, not Mossy Meadow. So we'll use the Melon Mambo ones. Another big one. Put one there. All right. Those. Okay, so now I need to, somewhere, I have my piece of basic white. And I have these little hearts. And I also grabbed the outline of the heart. So I'm going to stamp these little hearts in Blushing Bride like that. And then I'm going to stamp the outline of the heart. So it's two-step stamping. So these are meant to go over. Now, I don't know that you might have a favorite way to do this. I always tend to stamp the background first, and then I come back in and stamp the outline. I don't know, maybe you do the outline first and then stamp the background, whatever works for you. Now, is there another? Yeah, I think that's all I'll put. Just the little hearts. All sorts of glue on here tonight. Okay, there we go. Oops. Start. Kind of like that gold underneath those hearts. It just kind of gives it a little pop of color. There we go. All right. So if I bring my sketch in, it's pretty close to my sketch. I added a little bit more to it just because I've got the flower, some extra hearts. So again, if you, thanks Mashwari, welcome. If you don't have hearts, put flowers on. So just think of something you can do with a shape. So a circle and then something else on it. It could be two circles. It could be, yeah, whatever you want. So don't forget to, if you're part of my Facebook group and you make a project using one of my sketches, share it. I love to see what you're working on. Now the sketch will go live on my Facebook page, group, and on Instagram in about 10 minutes or so. So if you missed any of the measurements, then you can get it then. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading back. Betty, your oldest granddaughter turning 18, February 16th. Oh my gosh. That's an exciting day. She's actually legal where you live. And on that day, if it's your granddaughter in Calgary. Oh, Mashwari, I love this. I love this whole suite, this Country Floral Lane. It's not just for Valentine's Day, even though there's hearts with it. The paper is just so pretty. You can make all sorts of cards with it. In fact, this is the club bundle that we're using, or the club suite we're using. And I intentionally made cards other than Valentine's cards. There is one Valentine's cards in the club, but there is other kinds of cards, but just so pretty. I'm a punch girl. I love punches. And so anytime there's a punch bundle, I'm all over it. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Now, Thursday night will be a technique. So I hope you'll join me again on Thursday at 6:30 Pacific. Oh my gosh, Disneyland. How fun, Betty. So Thursday at 6:30 Pacific, join me and we will be doing a technique. All right, everybody. Oh, also, don't forget, it's the virtual launch on Saturday from 7 to 7 Pacific. So if you are one of my customers, one of my team, or you don't have a demonstrator that you regularly work with, feel free to join or request to join the group. And if you're not sure where that group is, just message me and I will send it to you, because we would love to have you as part of our launch. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye.